You know, one of my favorite, and if you're a medical person and you have not been to a Green Nations gathering, herbalists from all over the world really get together. I've been in the Iowa one where I think there were 1,700 at that Green Nations gathering. I mean, we have 310 acres in West Virginia where whole mountainsides are bluebells. And the Trillium is over here. That's almost an entire mountainside. So, yes, what? You know, I think in these early years, this country, we're going to have a lot of eyes on us. And so I think we would recommend where you can try ayahuasca. Okay, because we go to the Amazon in Peru every year, and a lot of people go there, work it with addicts and work in self-discovery. But I think at the actual hospital, there will be people who want to close us down. And so we need to be more legal than might be our style. Because, I mean, it's easy for me down because I'm 67 on SSI and I actually never need to work again. But I want to work, and I want to work like a love slave in this hospital. So in those things we have to be, you know, until we're so loved in the county that you wouldn't dare step in that county to want to hurt that hospital. Yes? Next clown tour is in a couple of weeks. We have regular ones. Russia this is the 29th year. We go every November, 2 weeks. And that's 40 people. It's usually from the representatives' first 8 decades. This year, 12 countries. We go to Guatemala. I have been going to Guatemala 4 or 5 years every March. It started because our kids were in college. As a college spring break, it's kind of leaked over into being more than that. But that's an all clowning trip that I love to go on. There are like 3,000 clowns, friends that are Guatemalan. And an Italian member of our team, Ginevra, does Sicily every year, June into June, 1st of July. And that's, I've not gone on that because I'm at Wavy Gravy Circus Camp. The School for Designing a Society has had 2 trips. That's the clowning and education and social change. That's Costa Rica and Ecuador every year. And then we're going to start, right, thank you, Taylor, in December, first week in December. We've been to Cuba maybe 7 or 8 times. We'd like a regular Cuba trip. We really love Cuba. And so we're going to start one in the first week of December.
Peru in 4 weeks.
Peru in 4 weeks, right. Is it that long a time? I don't know if I can last. So, and then we were in Palestine for Artists Against the Wall last September. And we're on the cusp, I think, of doing a lot of regular invasion of Haiti, because the times we've been there have been very powerful, and we'd like to be more involved there. China, we've been several times. You know, the further they are away, the more expensive the trip ends up being, and a lot of people who want to come are busting their butt to get. So we do more Central and South America now than we'd like to. I mean, I'm apologize to say that Hollywood is writing a Patch Adams 2 because I have failed at fundraising unless you help me this week. And I need your help. Please, if you have access to funds, please help me. We are 42 years hovering. And it's really, we're so ready to do what you're hearing me describe. We know exactly how to do it. But where we funded, and Patch Adams 2 happens, would like to build medical schools all over Africa. And I have kind of a fantasy of organizing 10 million volunteers to re-green Africa and work at a grassroots level to really help. However, environmentally, we can help that country in ways that they would like us, more of a Paulo Freire way than us thinking we know what they want or how to do it. Yes? The use of computers in the healthcare industry. You know, I know there are certain aspects that can be really of great use. Records, the use of computers to help a doctor in Africa do surgery from a surgeon who's showing them on a computer in Boston, that kind of thing. You know, if you know me, I don't know how to use a computer. I don't know how to get to our website. I've not used a computer. I have not had a cell phone. And it's not that I'm against them. When they came in, I was already busy. And I didn't have anything I wanted to give up. So if you write me a letter, I write 400 to 600 longhand letters a month. I've done that for 40 years, and I'm caught up. So I answer all my mail. And I didn't want to give that up to answer email, because nothing about it has impressed me for me. And I'm on my 25th book about the dangers of the internet for the general health of the population, especially our young people. So it's not exactly a magnet. I'm glad people in our community use computers, because to organize a clown trip and there are aspects, you know, it's not a bad thing, but how it's being used has a lot of concerns out there. Cardiac, I want that trouble. I want cardiac monitoring. I want to have a place where cardiac monitoring is going. I'm trying. You know, I don't take a day off. Yes. Oh boy. An act of love.
Patch, I love you and I love your family. Traveling with Carl and hanging on him for so many years, sort of understand what you're doing. But obviously we're standing here preaching to the choir, as you say. Is that correct? We don't deny that one.
Sing us a song.
Well, I'm singing a song, but I have a question.
Yeah.
Only because I'm not a physician, nor was I a physician. I was an airline pilot. And I do know once the airplane is full, we taxi out the runway, all the bags are loaded, all the people are on it, nothing's going to happen until I push the throttles up. Absolutely nothing. And I'm looking out at an audience, and I'm part of the group, which is, I say, part of the solution, but part of the problem. Only because we're so nice. That's the good news. And the bad news is we're so nice that to make things happen, like Pam is doing, I said, I'm deathly impressed with what you're doing. You finally reached out and said, I'm going to do something. Now, I don't know whether we need to take to the streets or whatever we need to do, but we can talk about touring the world, helping people out all over the world, but in our own backyard, we have a huge problem. And the question is, when are we actually, you and I, actually going to do something?
I'm going to answer that without being insulted by the question. You know, I actually was ready to do the hospital I've been talking about 42 years ago. And I was so ready to do it. I did it with 20 adults in a 6-bedroom house with our children. We let 3,000 people with profound mental illness in our home unmedicated. They murdered my closest friend in medical school. And so we did that. You know, we did the hospital. I tried to get funding. I didn't get funding, so I could have just said, screw it, and gone worked in a free clinic, which is great for the person using a free clinic. It doesn't change anything. There are many free clinics. There are no models actually showing a direction of alternatives, and that's why I've stayed at our model. It is expensive, but I actually felt if I got a little clinic that I would be self-indulgent. I would play doctor, it'd be really easy. I wouldn't have to do anything, but I don't think we have that much time, and that's why I've stuck to the hospital idea. I think that, you know, one of the blessings of Pam and other people doing ideal medical practices and other experiments is other people are showing something else. We have stuck to our hospital because we know I can imagine the camera of any news station in a close-up in a hospital that is 10% of the cost, where the surgeon is making $300 a month for a 50-hour week and having so much fun, it's hard to recognize them as a surgeon. That's going to make people very uncomfortable if they're discussing health care the way they did around this health care bill, which is garbage. It's garbage. I'm sorry if it's better garbage. That's nice. There is more coverage. But I'm sitting here wondering if Roberts made that vote to use it as a way to help get Romney elected. Okay, so I don't trust market capitalism, and I don't trust people who can find an argument with huge piles of money not to care for everybody. I'm sorry, I don't even understand it. I can read about it and I can analyze it, but I don't actually understand anyone having a desire to hurt and not care for another human being.